Hello, welcome everyone to our information session on the International Teaching and Global Leadership Master's degree here at the School of Education. We are thrilled that you are interested and have decided to spend some time with us today. We are going to cover a little bit about both of our cohorts that are currently available for you to apply, both the spring 2025 and fall 2025 cohorts. My name is Serena Stewart. I'm Assistant Director of Admissions here in the School of Education, and I'm very excited to share some more information about this program and the admissions process with you today. Before we get into that, I just want to start and share a little bit about us here in the Johns Hopkins School of Education. Our school has a total enrollment of about 1,800 students. We have over 100 full-time faculty and 15 joint emeriti and courtesy appointments. Annually, we award about 920 degrees, and we are very proud to say we have 24,000 alumni from the School of Education. And that is just a small part of the bigger university of Johns Hopkins University as a whole. Currently, our enrollment is about 75% female, 25% male, and 24% of our students are international students from about 47 different countries. We are proud to be ranked number 8 in Best Education News, Best Education Schools from the U.S. News and World Report, in addition to some other very prestigious rankings. We are ranked 28th from the QS World University Rankings, and ranked in the top 10 in many other rankings across the globe. So you are if you join the School of Education, you are going to be a part of a very prestigious university that you're going to be able to carry with you long after you graduate from our program. At this time, I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Jennifer Adams. She'll introduce herself and share more with you about the ITGL program.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Adams, and I'm the director of the ITGL program. I arrived at Johns Hopkins just over a year ago, and it's been an incredible journey working with the ITGL students. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my background. So I have experience working in the space of global and international education for over 20 years, working as both a faculty member and also a director of global and international education master's programs at Drexel, and then on the faculty at Stanford. I've been working in the global and international education space since I was an undergraduate doing research in China. Was a teacher in Taiwan and in Hong Kong before I went on to Harvard University to get both my master's and doctorate degrees. With the ITGL students, I'm really lucky that I get to teach courses about global and international education. So this fall, I'm teaching a course on global trends in education, and I also teach the global policy analysis course in the spring semester. I also have the opportunity to work with some ITGL students who are interested in the type of research that I do. And so I'm currently doing some work related to climate change education in a large global project that includes the countries of Bangladesh and Ghana and Chile. And then I've done longstanding work on child welfare and protection in China, and also have a new project looking at joint venture universities in China. So a lot of opportunities to join my research, but also we have many other faculty members at the School of Education where our ITGL students have the opportunity to connect with them. So it's exciting. You may have heard we have launched a new spring 2025 cohort. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about the dimensions of the fall 2025 cohort where students will be starting at Johns Hopkins next fall if they're admitted. But we also have a new option this year where you can join us pretty quickly. We have a smaller spring 2025 option as far as starting at the university. So as you can see here, I've tried to contrast the differences between the two programs. So you can see that our fall cohort is similar to what we have done in years past with a late August start date. So fall cohort would begin in August 2025, while the spring 2025 cohort would start really soon at the end of this coming January. One of the primary differences between the two programs is the time allowed to complete the program. Our fall 2025 cohort has always been popular because of the intensive nature of the program. You can complete it in under a year. It's an 11-month program to earn the master's degree in international teaching and global leadership. The spring 2025 cohort is an extended version of the program that covers 17 months. So you have more time on the Johns Hopkins campus to complete the degree. And because of that, the number of courses you're taking at a time is a little less intense. It's less courses each semester. The fall 2025 program lasts for 3 semesters, fall, spring, and summer, while the spring cohort, which begins in January, lasts 4 semesters, starting in the spring, doing the 8-week summer session, and then doing fall and spring. One of the nice things about the spring cohort is that you will finish the program and complete your requirements during the same semester that we have our large Johns Hopkins University graduation, which is really fun. In contrast, the fall cohort completes in the summertime, and so they finish after graduation has taken place and come back the following year. Both programs have our signature applied learning experiences where we place students in extended learning. The fall cohort gets 2 semesters of extended learning, which I'll speak a little bit more in detail about in a few slides down. But they have 2 semesters. They do extended learning placements in the fall semester and the spring semester. If you're in the spring 2025 cohort, you're here longer. So you can either do 3 semesters of extended learning, or in that final semester, you can opt to apply for an internship, which would be a bigger commitment of about 20 hours per week rather than doing 4 hours per week. And then the other difference between the 2 cohorts this year is that the fall 2025 cohort has 6 focus areas, many of them focus areas that those of you that are familiar with ITGL have seen in the past: teaching English as a foreign language, entrepreneurship and education, creativity and innovation, early childhood education, and digital age learning and technology, and also a new focus area, applied research. We also have that new focus area in spring 2025, but because we're admitting a smaller cohort, there are only 3 focus area options for spring: applied research, as well as 2 of our very popular focus areas, teaching English as a foreign language and entrepreneurship and education. Regardless of which cohort you want to apply to, the ITGL program has these really important foundational features. In ITGL, we really believe that education is for everyone, and educators with knowledge about education belong everywhere. And so we are really working to prepare future global innovative educational leaders with 21st century skills that are future ready and prepared to bring their educational expertise to businesses, technology, government, schools, policy communities, really diverse environments. And so our graduates are working in many spaces. Because of that, we're really trying to give our students the opportunity to develop, of course, knowledge, right, of the most important aspects of education. And we do that through our core classes, but we're also providing an informed global perspective about what's happening around the world in education, educational trends, educational research, educational policy. We take that sort of more generalist knowledge and combine it with a targeted expert knowledge in the focus area you select that gives you a little bit more expertise. And then we are really passionate about using applied learning experiences, practical experiences, both in our coursework, but then particularly in extended learning or internship experiences, so that you have a chance to get some hands-on real-world experience in the field of education. And then finally, again, this happens in both fall 2025 and spring 2025, our students complete a capstone portfolio that is really exemplifies the different types of work and knowledge that they have gained over the course of the program. And this is just a visual of the way that I think I was just talking about ITGL, that we have sort of foundational core courses that are designed to provide more generalist knowledge in education. It's really, what do we think educators in the 21st century need to know if they're working in international and global education? Is sort of our first layer, followed by specialization in focus areas, applied learning experiences, and then our portfolio. This is really the way you can think about our curriculum comprehensively. And here it is in a little more detail. And I do have a slide for both spring and fall for you to actually see what this looks like. So this is the more intensive 11-month program starting in August of 2025. 33 credits for most of the focus areas, but 35 for TEFL because they take 2 extra credits of their specialization courses. 3 semesters, fall, spring, and summer. You can see that the light blue courses are our core courses in education, these foundational courses that all students take. So you can see that they range from global leadership to policy to entrepreneurship in education, because we believe that students that are graduating and working in education in this time period really need to have an entrepreneurial mindset, even if they're not working in business per se. And also foundational educational knowledge, such as exploration and mind, brain, and teaching, and also advanced instructional strategies. There are 3 focus area courses for each of the focused areas. You would take one each semester. And then we have a seminar in teacher leadership that students take each semester. This is a 1-credit course, so don't be worried about overwhelmed workload, but it's a course where you can actually work on your portfolio and some capstone materials for the program. And then, as you can see, the extended learning placement, both in the fall and spring semesters. And just showing here the credits. So this adds up to 33 credits, where you're doing 13 credits in the fall, 13 in the spring, and then 7 in the summer. So the fall and spring semesters being a little bit more intensive. In contrast, with spring 2025, which will be beginning in January, you can see that the program here is spread out over 17 months and 4 semesters. It is still 33 credits and 35 for TEFL. It's just spread out over a longer period of time. So you're in the US and on the Hopkins campus longer, and the course load each semester is a little less intense. Similar core courses here in the blue, but you can see that, for example, in spring 2025, students would be taking 2 core courses instead of 3 in the spring semester. Same focus area courses. And you can see that the seminar and teacher leadership material is sort of bundled together in your final semester, and that you have extended learning placements in spring 2025 and fall 2025, and then that option in that final semester to do another semester of extended learning or to apply for an internship. And you can see the credit breakdown here. Again, same number of credits, but it's like 9, 9, 9, and then 6. So a little bit lighter of a course load over this extended period of time. Wanted to talk a little bit about extended learning because we get a lot of questions about it. What is extended learning? What do students actually do? And so extended learning is something we're really excited about. Most of our students do their extended learning on Fridays, although there are other days depending on the organization that they might work for. But our students are placed in an educational organization, and they work approximately 4 hours, sometimes maybe a little more, a little less, in what we call an applied learning experience. The point of the extended learning is really, I'd say, twofold. So one of them is for students to gain a comprehensive understanding of education through being in an educational space. And so ideas that they're reading about and learning about in their courses, they can sort of see them come to life and how they're applied in different ways by working in a specific educational organization. And these can be all types of placements. We have some students working in schools, others in nonprofits, businesses, startups. I think I mentioned I have some students that work with me on research projects. Some work in Hopkins research centers. It really depends on what your big interests are. Students often align these with their focus area interests, but not always. Like, you might have an opportunity to learn in a different space. So that's one of the main sort of purposes is extended learning. But I think the other thing that can happen through extended learning is that students really get a chance to try out different things, gain hands-on experience, and think about what they might want to do when they complete the ITGL program. And for many students, they develop, networks and references and connections options that help them get a career placement following the program using their OPT year. So it's a really exciting dimension of our program that we care a lot about. And these are just a couple of examples of places where we've had students. You can see sort of typical schools that are around the Baltimore area, both public and private, preschool to high school, research placements at the School of Education, but also other parts of the university at Johns Hopkins. Really cool nonprofit projects like the Refugee Youth Project or Soccer Without Borders. We've also had students at business startups and also at technology companies. And again, this is just illustrating the difference between the fall cohort and the spring cohort. The fall cohort having a placement, as you see there, in fall 2025 semester and spring 2026 semester. And you can see for the spring cohort, they would do 2 semesters and then have that option in the 3rd semester to do more extended learning or to make that final semester more intensive by applying for an official internship that could be up to 20 hours a week. Here's just again highlighting the differences between the focus areas between fall and spring 25. And I'm going to think the next slide has information about the different courses that make up the focus areas. But you can see that we have 6 focus areas that are possibilities for the fall 2025 cohort, and then the spring 2025 cohort, which will be a smaller group, will be only having the choice between 3 focus areas. But I actually think I'm first going to talk a little bit about the applied research focus area, which also is new. We're launching for this spring and fall. Also very excited about this focus area. The mission of the applied research focus area really is to give our graduates the knowledge and skills, research expertise that they need to conduct applied research in professional organizational settings. So that might be, for example, an international development organization or a think tank or a research company looking at educational issues, but also wider social and global problems using their research tools to solve problems. It's also a possibility to use your applied research focus area as preparation for a doctoral program later. And that's really one of the ways that this focus area sort of came to being. We have many ITGL students that are interested in eventually pursuing a doctoral degree. And I'm going to show a few of the places that they've landed after their program in another slide. But they really were searching for research opportunities and research preparations as a part of the program. And so we tried to come up with a more structured way to ensure that students who are interested in developing research skills while they're at a place like Johns Hopkins can do so. So the applied research has focus area courses, just like in the other focus areas. But while the other focus areas are more topical, it's more substantive knowledge about a particular area of education, the applied research focus area uses their focus area courses to develop stronger, deeper research method skills. And so they take social science research, quantitative methods, and also qualitative inquiry. And that's along with they already take also an action research course as a part of the ITGL program. The other dimension of the applied research focus area is that the students do their extended learning placements in a part of a research project. And so that would mean either in one of the Johns Hopkins research centers, like the Center for Research and Reform on Education, the Center for Safe and Healthy Schools, or they can get attached to one of a faculty member's research projects for their extended learning. We also have an opportunity to develop a research proposal through their work in the teacher leadership seminar as a part of this focus area. Recent graduates from ITGL have gone on to really elite PhD programs, most of them fully paid in the United States. So we have a couple of them still with us here at Johns Hopkins, but also at really exceptional programs in education, psychology, gifted and talented education, sometimes sociology. I mean, really diverse fields after coming out of ITGL at universities like the University of Virginia, also Florida, Michigan State, William & Mary, really exceptional institutions. So we're hoping that our applied research focus area students will continue this tradition after they graduate or move on to other research opportunities in the career world. here is just a brief look at what these focus area courses look like. First, I'm just going to highlight in the yellow that I mentioned that the TEFL focus area, Teaching English as a Foreign Language, has 2 additional 1-credit courses, which is why the TEFL focus area is a 35-credit program. The other focus areas are all 33-credit programs, and each focus area has 3 focus area courses. And so you can see those that I just highlighted in applied research that are related to developing research skills, but you can also see that in the other focus areas that the focus area courses really are topically about preparing people to work in that space. So for example, you can see in entrepreneurship and education, one of our popular areas, students really work on learning what they need to know, business plans, marketing, to plan a new venture, launch a new venture, and then sustain new ventures. And also we have in early childhood creativity and digital age learning and technology, students are really using these focus area courses to dive deeper into the knowledge in those specific areas. Finally, both the fall 2025 cohort and the spring 2025 cohort have the same advantages that people have come to know about ITGL. So again, earning a master's degree from a top #8 school of education, top #9 national university. Our focus areas, I think, are very innovative, and we've carefully aligned them with what the demands are like in the market. With that, we've really emphasized applied experience-oriented activities in our programs and in our courses as well. So you can see that in the program with the unique extended learning program that we have, but also you can see that in the kind of work that faculty do with our students in the courses. Dedicated, experienced, world-renowned faculty is, key piece of what we have here in ITGL. I want to also point out that we have a residential model with holistic support, supporting people with like different types of, writing center help and conversational English groups, different types of support. Engaged alumni. We have over 700 ITGL alumni around the world, actually right now, making a change in education and students' lives, and you can join that network. And that's in addition to the even larger School of Education and Johns Hopkins University networks. And I think all of this together really is a unique way to successfully prepare for a really diverse careers in education or move on to a PhD program. And I just want to sort of, before I turn over to Serena to talk about actually admissions characteristics, I did want to just sort of highlight some of these careers that our students are engaged in right now. I often get the question, well, what do you do with an ITGL degree? And so this is just a sampling of the diverse types of career options that our alumni are engaged in right now. They're working in, I'm not going to read all of them to you, but you can see that there's a big variation here from startups in educational technology to working to online education companies or working also in that UI, UX designer space. We have students who have gone on to found early childhood centers or found and lead schools. All kinds of teachers at international schools, but also teachers at charter schools or private schools in the US, early childhood teachers, or other people that are working in school environments as curriculum designers or international student support services. We also have people that have been working doing educational consulting, but then you also can see that we have students that are working in the development field. So they are working in policy or research for organizations like UNICEF or UNESCO. Also higher education administration, and also more recently, some students that are doing some cool stuff in educational publishing and also digital media labs. And so we really have students that are working in many spaces. And again, that really is the foundation of what we're doing. We're trying to take educational knowledge and have students marshal that knowledge to infuse it into different parts of the labor market and also people's lives.
Thank you, Jennifer. So now we're going to shift into how to complete an application for the ITGL program now that you know all of the details about the program. So for admission, our students need to submit an online application. That form is found on our website, and there is an $80 application fee. You'll need to upload a copy of your resume or CV. and write an essay. You'll need 2 letters of recommendation, ideally one of those from your undergraduate degree from an academic source, and then a second one outside of that, or you can use 2 from an academic source. And then you will need to also do a screening with ACEE Global. So they administer the video screening, and you'll need to select a focus area on your application and in your essay as well. So all of those components comprise a completed admissions application. International students also need to submit a passing TOEFL or IELTS test score to demonstrate English proficiency. And if you have attended a college or university outside of the United States, you'll need to submit a course-by-course evaluation of your academic credentials. If you have studied inside of the United States, then you'll need just an official transcript from that university. So any universities that you've attended post-secondary, you'll either need that course-by-course evaluation, or you'll need an official transcript. For additional information on those nuances versus domestic students and international students, you can just pop over to our website, education.jhu.edu, and then /international will get you to the international admissions requirements. With the 2 cohorts, I just wanted to talk a little bit about dates and deadlines for each one. Either way, if you're applying for spring of 2025 or fall of 2025, the application is open now, so you can apply today. The deadline for spring of 2025 is coming up because these students are starting in January. That deadline is November 15th, so definitely keep that in mind. And then April 15th is the deadline to submit your application for fall of 2025. Whether or not you are starting in spring or in fall after you accept your offer of admission, there is a non-refundable enrollment deposit due. That deposit just is your commitment to attend the School of Education so that we know that you will be starting with us. Moving from admission into tuition and fees, here is the tuition for both the spring and fall semesters. For the enrollment deposit is $3,000 non-refundable. We talked about that a little bit on the last slide. And then for the TEFL focus area, the tuition is a little bit more because you're taking those extra credits. So just know that there is a small difference for that TEFL focus area in tuition. We do offer some financial aid and scholarships for our students. The ITGL program has a Global Leader Scholar Award. These scholarships are very limited, but they are offered both for the spring 2025 and fall 2025 cohorts. We do have several other external scholarship resources that are listed on our website. You can see those here as well. So definitely would encourage you to, in addition to the Global Leader Scholar Award, to look for additional sources of funding for your ITGL degree. For students who are U.S. citizens, we would highly recommend that you complete your FAFSA. That's the free application for federal student aid. About 82% of SOE students who are U.S. citizens borrow graduate loans in order to complete their degree. So that FAFSA is really important in securing that financial aid. At this time, we are going to go ahead and open it up for Q&A. Jennifer and I are both here to answer your questions. So you can put your questions in the chat and we will go ahead and start answering those for you. So if you have any questions about the ITGL program or about admissions, please put those in the chat. And then while we have our Q&A up, I just wanted to let you know that we are here after the webinar. if you have any additional questions that pop up, you can feel free to reach out to us. I'm available via email, and we have our ITGL staff who's available as well. So we are here to help you along the admissions process and with anything that you would need. So the Q&A is now open. So if you are, if you have any questions, go ahead and put those in the chat so that we can answer any questions that you have. We don't have any open right now, Jennifer, but one of the ones that I get pretty commonly from ITGL students is just a little bit more about our faculty. So I know that we have amazing faculty in the ITGL program. So could you just cover a little bit more about our other faculty members and some of their research that they're doing?
Yeah, I definitely can. So each of the focus areas have a faculty member that is the lead and advisor for students in that focus area. So we have faculty that are working in the different focus areas. So digital age learning and technology, for example, Rich Weisenhoff, and we also have faculty that are working in the other spaces like creativity, innovation. We have a faculty member who's actually the lead for our program, but we also have faculty at the School of Education that you might not see as ITGL faculty members that are experts in those spaces and are working with ITGL students. And so that's something that I really wanted to point out. So for example, Jim Diamond is one of the SOE faculty members who is the program lead for digital age learning and technology, and also our new learning design and technology program. ITGL students take one of their digital age learning and technology focus area courses with Jim Diamond. So we also have students that are taking courses with like Eric Rice or Mary Ellen Bedio-Farrell or Jonathan Plucker, like in the past has taught some of the creativity courses. And so we really work to try to help our students interact with as many School of Education faculty as possible. Another example of this would be, and again, I think it varies a little bit year to year because of what faculty are teaching and faculty loads, but last year we had some of our ITGL students taking research methods courses with Hunter Gelbeck, who's the director of the PhD program, as a way to sort of try out taking that introduction to research course with Hunter, so that they could interact with PhD students and then also interact with more SOE faculty. And I guess the last thing I'd like to say about that is that in addition to the amazing faculty that we do have at the School of Education, in ITGL, we also employ some adjunct instructors who are experts in their field at that time. So they might be actually working in the space that they're teaching about. So this is particularly true in our entrepreneurship and education focus area, where we bring in real entrepreneurs to talk about entrepreneurship and their experience. And then even this semester, we have a faculty member that's working with me on the Global Trends in Education course, who's been working on big UNESCO projects. And so he brings that knowledge to the classroom space.
Awesome. Thank you so much. A question that just popped up is this program, or does this program lead to a U.S. teaching certificate, K through 12, in any way?
Yeah, that's a great question, and we've been getting it more frequently, so I can tell you that we're thinking about that. But right now, the answer is no. It does not lead to a certificate in teaching. I think part of the challenge there is that different states have different certification requirements in the U.S., so it's not just a national test or a national certification requirement that we can prepare students for. That said, many of our students do learn important dimensions of teaching and mind-brain science and instructional strategies in our program. So I think you may have seen on the slide, we do have students who are working either in private schools or charter schools in the United States after they graduate. So using sort of a different, not a public school that you would need a certificate. And we also recently have had several students working in international schools. And so I think you get a lot of training to be a teacher, but we do not have a pathway to actually get K-12 US certification at this time.
Thank you. So the next question is for admission, so I will take this one. The question is about the review of application materials. When will admissions officers begin reviewing completed applications? So the review of completed applications is ongoing. So when we have completed applications, we review them as they come in and are completed for the program. So it happens on a rolling basis. Typically, students can receive a decision within 4 to 6 weeks after submitting their completed application. If you have additional questions about your application, you can always reach out to us at soe-apply@jhu.edu. We'd be happy to do that. Those are all of our open questions as of right now. Are there any additional points that you would want to mention before we close our webinar this morning?
Oh, I can actually see one more from Oliver below. Okay, I'm just going to take that. That's
Awesome.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, Oliver. So for the extended learning part, how many hours of student experience minimally during their 11-month study? So extended learning, I think we say that it's 4 to 6 hours per week. So it's not a full-time internship, right? Students who have not been in the US for that period of time, like their first semester, because of visa status, are not allowed to apply for many hour internships or apply for CPT. So that's sort of one of the ways we actually came up with extended learning, right? To provide those applied experiences within the regulations that exist. So I would say it's like 4 to 6 hours. And I think depending on, we have new students that are with us right now that are asking lots of questions about what their extended learning is going to be like this semester as they're getting placed. And I would say, like all things, that it can vary a little bit. So depending on the organization that you're working with, you might have a really busy week and you ask if you can only work there for 2 hours that week because you have a big presentation or paper due, but then you might work there longer like the next week. Really, it really depends on the organization that you're actually working for. But I would say we say 4 to 6 hours. So I would say at a minimum 4 hours. And as I said, we don't hold classes typically, I can't say forever, but we typically don't have classes on Friday so that we can give students the opportunity to place that time block in their Friday schedules. And also we do have some students who are really ambitious and are like, well, I want to go to DC for my extended learning. So they really need the day to go do that. So it's a little bit different case by case, but that's the on average answer. And one more thing I just wanted to highlight here too, Serena, before we go, is that I am going to be in Asia a couple times this fall. So I will be in Vietnam and Indonesia in early November. I want to say it's like November 3rd to 13th, I think. So if any of you happen to be in those environments and you want to try to connect with me, I'd love to like meet you for like a coffee and talk about or tea or anything and talk about the program and answer your questions. And then similarly, although I don't have the dates, I will be in Hong Kong in early December. So would love to. I will be other places in the spring, but this is where I'm heading this fall, and I'd love to connect with any of you that are in that space.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. And thank you to all of our participants for joining us here for our ITGL webinar. Again, if you have any additional questions, please do reach out to us. We are here to help you throughout the application process. And if you have any additional questions about the ITGL program. Do we have another question?
We have one more question. They're popping in. That's great.
Okay.
So I see a question about OPT. Do you see it? Do you want to read it out, Serena?
Oh yeah, I do. Yes, perfect. Okay. So about international students, how long does the program for OPT rules?
Yeah, I'm not, and I think I know what you mean there. So and we actually generally refer most official questions about OPT and CPT to our Office of International Services because it is actually related to visa requirements, right? So, and we try to speak primarily about academic issues here, but I can say that our students do qualify for an OPT year after completing the ITGL program. And so students typically apply for OPT sometime during their spring semester with hopes that they will have gone through the application process by the time fall comes around. And we have many students who do remain in the US for a year after the ITGL program using their OPT year to either further explore the type of career that they did when they were doing their extended learning, or actually trying something new.
Okay, great. Awesome. Well, thank you all
Oh wait,
so
there's
much.
one more question.
Oh my gosh. Everyone keeps
Hello.
coming in.
That's
So
great.
yes. This one is a little bit about Baltimore. Can you ride a bike on campus? Can anyone come to campus freely? So do you want to take this one, Jennifer?
Yeah, you definitely can. I think, well, I mean, I don't know if there's a rule. Actually, Betsy
I don't
may
think
know better than
there
me,
is
but
a
I think
rule.
I'm guessing you can ride a bike on campus. The campus actually is uphill a little bit. So I see people biking around Baltimore, but I typically don't know that I see that many people biking actually up to get to the quads on campus. I'm trying to think about that. But the campus is a pretty free environment. People are allowed on campus. Buildings, often you need your ID to get into buildings to swipe in, but just being on campus, people can come to campus. And it's a really fun, thriving environment. 2 weeks ago, when classes first started, we have this big hill on the front of the campus that we call the beach, this grassy area. And there were a bunch of students out there with like a slip and slide and like basically a big slide with water down the front of the beach. And so lots of fun things like biking and other activities happen on our campus.
Okay, so thank you for participating. Thank you for your questions. And if you have additional ones, please do reach out to us. We are here to assist you in any way.
Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. You can reach out to me as well. Take care, and we hope we will hear from you.
Bye.